Hello everyone, good day. Greetings and well met. Welcome to a BBD Den stream. Today, to celebrate the 100th episode, which I definitely knew it was, I have decided, because it's the 100th episode, to start a mini and paint a lot of non-metallic on this dude. The idea is to give him to make him look like a silver boy, like a nice silver boy, completely because I knew this was gonna be my 100th stream. Man, time flies, holy cow. Time flies. Time flies. So on my own stream, we finished painting this guy today. I don't know if you can see him. Yes, you can. We finished painting this dude, lots of non-metallic gold. So this guy has been completed. And I also started this lady, which is a lady of the lake. Been working on the face here, mostly. Starting to make some sense. And also on my Patreon, I've been working on this dude, just to show you guys some of the stuff I've been doing. I've been working on this dude for my Patreon. He's almost done. Not too much is left to do. And also for the tabletop city, I painted this dude to do a very simple reflection chrome effect. You can see it's very simple, and also show how to paint bright yellowy colors like yellow over a black primer only with a brush, and how to blend and how to weather in case you want to have your armors to look weathered. So this is what this guy is about, and that's the things I've been doing. So without further ado, let's get to work on our guy here, on our dude. So I want the silver to be a little bit tinted. What to do if you glued your scenes onto your skin? Asking for a friend. You just rip them off. Like a man. Thank you for the stream, for the happy stream things. Thank you guys. So we're gonna start simple. One thing that I can teach you when working on this guy, as you watch the process and as you go through it, is that a good way of painting is to constantly think about the big, medium, and small. So you always start from the biggest things, like my sorry, I needed to make it a joke because of what Queen said in chat. You always start from the biggest things, and you move on to the medium things, and then you do the small things. So this guy has a lot of detail, and if we attempt to make all of it work at once, no, I'm fine with this. If we attempt to make all of this work at once, we are done, because especially in a non-metallic setting, we're done. So the job at this point is to interpret the bigger shapes that I have in front of me, completely ignoring the smaller ones. So the chest, for me, in my eyes, is one single big piece. The shoulder is one single big piece. I am gonna be ignoring entirely all of the details that are here. And we're gonna work on them as we go. Hopefully, by the end of today, we're gonna have something that starts looking metallic. This is a big model. But by the end of it, we should be able to have something that looks metallic. Again, completely ignoring the detail. You can see I'm painting into them. The objective is to get to a non-metallic effect without even thinking about it. I'm going for a brownish color because I want my silver to look legit silver. Real silver has a yellowish tint to itself. It's not just black and white. You know, it's not just a gray. It tends to have some warmth, for some warm undertones to itself. So I'm starting from pretty much a brownish ochre color. We're gonna lose most of this color as we go through the paint job. But just to start out, just to remind myself that that's what I want, I'm painting this in. I could have painted it with a gray, I could have painted it with a warm gray. It's not all that important. All I'm doing here is splitting the light from the shadows. So like I'm imagining, again, as if the model was smooth and didn't have all of these details on it. If the model was completely smooth and I was just working on the bigger shapes, like the entire shoulder, the entire chest, how would light reflect on those things? And that's what I paint this thing. My light is coming somewhat from this direction. But again, the more questions you guys have, the better it is. So just shoot any question. Despite having a terrible sense of humor, I'm actually a very knowledgeable painter. So if there is anything that you want to know, not just strictly related to what I'm painting, but in general, feel free to ask. Okay, so more or less we got something going on here. So we can have a split now, which means I can look for a shadow. Yes, very often. How are you doing, Bladerina? No, man, you need to fast him. I'm out of minis. Like, I am out of minis. Like, I have minis, but they're minis of monsters and, like, you know, the simpler minis that are meant to be, like, kind of like the chaff that you throw at your players in a D&D game. Not something that I would be able to completely use all of my power to paint. Like, I kind of want the minis that Anna has. She has the coolest minis, dude. Like, I want those minis. Like, that goth lady, dude. I want to paint her. I really want to paint the goth lady. Thing is, I don't know how to access my Reaper box. I'm gonna momentarily forget about the back. We're gonna do that separately. Because otherwise we get overwhelmed by the model. Hello, regular. Yeah. So more or less with this we're done splitting, which means I can start lighting things up. And now we can start thinking about the details a bit more, not in depth, but like a bit more singularly. Enjoy your dinner, Asgard. So are you choosing the pecs like as two cylinders? At the beginning of it all, yes. In a sense that the pecs are two separate. Well, more than cylinder, in this case, they are flat faces, but they are like at an angle. So I'm trying to paint the light towards the angling that is closer to the light source. This for me is the part where I just sketch things out to try and kind of figure out what I want to take this. Like, for example, what I'm thinking about right now is I'm asking myself if the color I picked, like the brownish color, was a good idea, or if I should have gone a bit more desaturated with it out of the gate. Because it is looking like if I just continue building it up like this, it's gonna end up looking a bit how do you call it, brassy. So maybe if I replace it with a grayer version of the color, we're gonna get, yeah, I should do this, yeah. It's like I was sketching, not really randomly because I was automatically following the volume, but I wasn't really thinking about that just yet. I was thinking just about the color. Usually you tend to want to get rid of the color problem immediately. So you can, when you're working on a metal, so that you can just think about the value. So I blocked in a very brown color, seeing if that was gonna work out. But I necessarily don't need all of that saturation, so I can gray it out, and it's still gonna look very warm, even if I gray it out. Again, this is just noise that I'm building up. It's not... I'm not too worried about being clean just yet. In the sense that as long as the paint is maintained not thin, but like fairly thin, and I don't overload an area with paint when I block it in, I can be very rough with the paint job. I can reintroduce these browns later on with glazes, but I think that at this stage I need a bit more gray. Yeah, I mean, since we are working with acrylic, this brown color that I painted, in a way, it is gonna help me. Because even when you're working like very thick, unless you do many layers, your initial base coats will still influence color in a way. And like this gray that I get here looks different on the model than it would on my thumb, because it is partially interacting with the brown. So the brown there is not, I wouldn't call it a mistake, it's more of an experiment, but it is gonna, in a way, continue work for me in a more subconscious way. But I do definitely want this guy to look silver. So we can play with warm grays. Okay. Okay. So this color is very light. So I don't really need to go much lighter around it. I need to go darker around it. So I can keep this color as a light, as a first highlight, and build a slightly darker gray in the areas around it. So just going darker with the color and getting a gray that is closer to the shadow, because the shadow is very dark. Not quite the shadow, because I still want this gray to be a light, but closer to it. That way we can make it work. No, I'm staying in Europe. The trip to Texas that I did a few months ago was amazing, but very taxing, and I don't know if I can be able to do more than one trip to the US a year, to be honest. Notice how I'm still base coating. Hello, Miniature Tavern. How you doing, guys? If you guys don't follow Miniature Tavern, they are super funny. They paint a lot on the stream. They're students of mine. Maybe next year, yeah, Zach. The plan would be to be able to get myself to ReaperCon and do classes there. I'm good. I'm good. It's been a long day. I'm a bit tired. I did a lot of brain taxing work. Every time I start like a female model, especially a bust, it gets really taxing on me. Because like I have a lot of thinking to do as I start the project, so that kind of drains me a lot, but we're good. I think she's going in the right direction. Also, I've been painting Space Marines non-stop lately, so I'm a bit burnt out. Ah, well done, Finley. She was looking great. Okay, now that we have more or less defined the area, we can go lighter. Really, Neur? Everybody was saying that she was looking super pissed off. Hello, Gallo. How you doing? And painting something like this, though, with my particular current style of non-metallic, will be tough. I did pick something really freaking hard for me to do. But again, it's good practice. They do. It's not like it's gonna be challenging, it's just gonna be a lot of work. So for now here, I am working on blending this light in. Basically what I'm doing here is looking for something a bit more rendered, because the sketch isn't gonna help me too much on such a detailed model. Like there's too much detail on the Mini for me to sketch. So I have to look for a bit more of a, not really finished, but a bit more defined look to it, so I can actually see what the hell is happening on the puppet. And like, probably a good idea would be to also go to a very light light to just place it. It's really nice having you do this while I'm also doing a model that is mostly metal. Keeps me focused. Nice. I am glad I can be of help. Hello, Tiny. Okay. The name of the mini is Bronze Golem. Although I am more for a silvery effect here going forward. Okay, so that's very light now. Hey, a black. Because I wanna basically build some black lining on all of these details. Because again, the more defined the mini is, the more easy it is. I mean, the better black lining works on it. So separating the elements really help. So if I just do this, and with just a normal black paint, just thinned out, it will go in the recesses here, giving me a darker color, which is helping a lot in seeing what the heck is happening. Because really, no, it's just normal paint. There is no metal. Really, what our job is as mini painters, in a way, is making the model readable. And there are multiple ways of doing it, like if you work very precise and you work up from very dark to very light, you don't need to blackline. If you keep the black there at the beginning, you're good. I tend to like brushing on a lot. So, like, just to give you an idea, no? The arm, for example, it's something that we just base coated. And the chest is starting to look light, although I need to do an incredible amount of work just to get the gradients of the colors to work. But again, I always start from a sketch because I think it's the best way to see if you're going in the right direction or not. Will these dark areas facing the bottom reflect on the light areas? No, because light tends to go up, not down. Like when light hits an object, it tends to go upward, not downward. Which means shadows that are facing down, they don't reflect themselves onto stuff. They just stay shadows. But the light can illuminate into shadow. Yeah. So now that we have a very strong light, I can play around giving a bit more darkness to the areas around it. After this stream is over, I need to get my palette washed. The sponge, I mean, because I really feel like it's not giving me the right feeling to the paint. And I think that's because the sponge has been wet for too long. I need to let it dry, I think. No, it's just that it feels like, I don't know, weird to paint. It is, yeah. Green Stuff World. Which I really like. I just think that the sponge doesn't have too much of a life span. But again, that's probably because I basically paint every day, which means I keep the sponge wet constantly. So probably never giving it a chance to dry is the problem. I think the sponge is great when it's new. Like when you're like not new, but like when it doesn't have too many months of life. Like my paints, see, like the paints that I started using at the beginning, these mixture here are dried. So that's weird. Hola. ¿Qué tal, amore? Mucho dolor de cabeza.
¿Eso? ¿Qué es amigo?
No, no pasa nada, no pasa. He empezado a checar.
Cara de perrona insolente, ¿no?
¿Te gusta?
Sí, está muy guay. ¿Y tú lo has hecho el día de hoy? Muy bien.
Sí, media hora.
Muy bien.
Y nada, ahora estoy pintando eso con un paper.
Grande, ¿no?
Sí, no tengo nada más. Estoy esperando que me manden otras minis porque no tengo más.
¿Has enseñado el...?
Sí.
¿Qué te han dicho?
¿Qué es cookie?
Es muy cookie, come on.
Sí.
Precioso.
Sí.
Mi mini favorito.
Te dicen hola,
Hello. ¿Te has comido algo de nuevo?
Sí. Neura, are you excited of spending a weekend with me and Jennifer? Imagine that. So the hope is that we still have a house when you come. Because there is the possibility that we won't. In which case, we're actually gonna have to rent the room from the thing. Nah, you don't have to, man. You really don't have to. Stress out, I mean, studying the Patreon will be good for you, but no reason to stress out. You'll be fine. No, I just only use it when it's absolutely necessary. So like if I'm doing some rough sketches or stuff like that, I don't really feel the need to use that. But I have to remember that after the stream is over, I need to wash the sponge and let it dry overnight, as well as using shampoo on my brushes. Now, call me a conspiracy theorist, but I don't like using actual brush cleaner for my brushes because I think it ruins them faster than it helps them. So shampoo probably is better. Yeah, that's why I think like just normal shampoo, you know, because at the end of the day, if it doesn't make your hair fall off, then I mean, it's not that bad, right? Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Gary. I think brush soap kind of kills brushes. Like every time I used brush soap, it would kill my brushes. It wouldn't really fix them. Oh yeah, Tiny. The problem is that that never happens to me. Every time I use a Winsor & Newton, it dies in like a week. So I am keeping this one like it's my firstborn. I was going to try cleaning with dish soap and then shampoo. Leave it on to help shape the brush. I can wash them before use to get everything off. Yet like this is the first time in 4 years that I use Winsor & Newton again. And I mean, like the brush is really good in a sense that it gives you some really soft brush strokes that when you're doing more elaborate stuff and you really need softness out of the brush, it does give it to you. Like it's a good brush, but it's also a 17 euro brush. So if it dies on me after a week, like all the other ones have in the past, I am gonna be very, very angry. So after the stream, I'm gonna wash the sponge, because I don't know, maybe it absorbed my smoke or I don't know what. Wash the sponge, put it to dry and like just chill, and also use some shampoo on my brushes. Yeah, Rublev brushes, they don't die, man. Like, it's faster for a Rublev brush to have the wood of the handle decay than the actual brush die. Like, these brushes are freaking... I made this joke already, but like, it's a great joke, so I'll make it again. They are Russian brushes, right? Like, if only Putin built his tanks with Rublev brushes, they would have won the war already. Because like, this shit is indestructible. Yeah. Yeah, I'll try that. What I can tell you though is that I can't wait for it to be Saturday. Because Saturday I am gonna do nothing. Nothing. I'm gonna roleplay as an amoeba, man. This last week killed me. Like, I have painted so many different minis, so much. Like, I think in this week, like in the last 7 days, like, to give you an idea, like, of how much I freaking painted. In the last 7 days, I got this guy done, I think this dude, I've done this dude, I've done this dude, I've done this dude, this is like last week. I've done this dude. And I did half of Horus. Like, damn it. Yeah, like, I think that 12-hour stream I did the other day did really hit me hard. I think maybe it's a good idea if I take Friday off and go live Saturday instead. No, Saturday, no, we have a birthday. Fuck, no, Saturday, I can't do nothing. Damn it. It's the birthday of one of Jennifer's friends. So, I'm gonna be all the day out. No! I have to wear pants, dude. Yeah, it's incredible. It's so terrible. Yeah, and like I did weathering in it, Neuro. So because you and Metal were interested in how to do it, so I weathered it, so you guys can learn. And then, like, also, to be honest, I really hated myself when I picked this model for Patreon as well. Because, like, this dude is, like, goodness gracious, this model has been an immense amount of work. When Jennifer saw me assemble it, she was like, "Are you sure you're painting this for Patreon, dude?" I was like, "Yeah, sure." So many bits and bobs. It's absurd. But I mean, I think it's like it's a nice mini at the end of the day. And I also think the paint job on top is pretty cool. So I'm not that mad. Yeah, it's Horus. I wish. Next month's Patreon is gonna be even worse, I think, because it's gonna be the lion. Like, you know, when I started a Patreon, I looked around and I was like, you know, everybody paints like very small minis, or if they paint big minis, they split them in like episodes and they do like one episode a month for 20 minutes. And I was like, that feels like it's not enough of content for people to really justify buying a Patreon. Let me do my Patreon, in which I do freaking 6 hours of videos every month. That will work. I mean, I guess it does work, but like, Jesus, it is. Because on top of all of that, I'm doing the Twitch as well. Also that, yes. Yeah, the nose picks. And the alpaca furry suits pics that I have to send to people who do both tier 3 on Twitch and Inner Circle on Patreon. Like that. It's a lot of work. Thank you, Gallo. Is that even legal? It is, yes. I joke, but there's people that actually do that. Yeah, it's coming along. You guys liking it? Hello, Pink. Good evening from Spain. What am I signed up to that makes you send me daily BBD pics? You're a mod. Why do you think all mods on my stream stop watching the stream, dude? Like, they hope it's their way to escape the BBD pics, but no, they keep getting them. Is Spain the capital of painters? I would say yes. The richest painters live in Spain. Me moving here to Spain made that statistic more inaccurate, because I'm a poor piece of poop. But yes. One day I will be a rich Spanish painter. Spanish painter. Hello, solo. Thank you, guys. Takes time because it's a big ass mini, but eventually. No, your coffee isn't actually. I mean, I haven't told you this today. I was gonna tell you, but I forgot. I've been trying the Indian one you sent me. That one is actually pretty good. I think of all the coffees you sent me, the Indian is my favorite. Only one of them was truly foul. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, our shiny boy is getting shinier. So what I'm doing here is making an experiment with the lighting on non-metallic. Because there is one thing that I don't like about non-metallic in general, and that thing is that you need to paint the model pretty dark to make it look metal for real. And I believe I have gathered enough knowledge to maybe try and break that rule a little bit. So I am purposefully making the lights really light because I want this metal to be freaking shiny. So shininess is based on contrast, but it's also based on how big the lights are on an object. I almost want to feel it overexposed. Okay, we can sort of start gradienting it a little bit. Exactly, Jolly. My non-metallic doesn't do that normally. Like, for example, this guy, he's very shiny all over. So I already paint like a fairly overall bright value scheme thing. But I want to try to push it like even further than that. Some parts are just really looking nice already though. Like for example, this gauntlet area here, I think it's really cute. Like once I blackline it and I add the shadows where they belong, I think it's gonna look nice. Okay, let's add a bit of contrast now to this by really going dark. Well, not too dark, but dark, because I need a shadow. Not everything is in light on this gauntlet. Like, I base coated it as a light to simplify the shape as I was working on it at the beginning, but again, big, medium, small, you know? Like, you do something as a big shape, you do the medium shapes, and then you do the small shapes. So on these gauntlets, we are at the small stage, so we can start really thinking about what's happening in each little detail. And I do feel like as I push this color in, I will gain quite a bit of depth. Now, light will reflect in these areas, but it will be weak, cold light. So would you say that the shadows are important for implying the scale of the figure? Because I know lights and shadows on small plastic things make them look like small plastic things. Well, what you're looking for is to increase the scale of your model by creating shapes of light and shadow that correspond to the correct size of the detail. And this happens only on non-metallic, by the way. Like, true metallic will never display scale, because true metallic is a small BBD reflecting light realistically that you painted in metal. That's why we do non-metallic, because non-metallic makes things look bigger. But this scale thing is strictly a metallic thing, I would say. But of course, like, the more volume, which means the more different lights and shadows you're able to create in a small area, the bigger that area is gonna look. For example, like, this dude doesn't really look the scale he is, because especially if I zoom in, you can see that there's amount of detail and shapes in this guy that, like, if I told you this is a bust that I have of a space marine, you would believe me. Because, like, the paint job is so detailed that it goes beyond what you usually would imagine possible on this scale. And it's kind of like the basis of that. To make something look like it's bigger than it is, you have to work really well with your lights and your shadows. Yes, although that's more of an optical illusion than a realistic thing, in a sense that, for example, if sunlight is hitting a guy in armor, very directly, his armor will look overexposed, and it will basically be one flat color, even in real life. So I am like, the topic you're talking about is something that I'm wrestling with a little bit in the back of my mind. Because part of me doesn't believe in the necessity to always have a lot of detail in things. Okay, now, see, if I use pure white, straight up, we should be able to get, like, the overexposed effect that I was talking about. Which is like, the material is being hit at such an intense lighting from such a perfect angle that the light acts like a shadow effectively, deleting detail. So you don't see form very much anymore, you just see the overexposed metal. This is something that I really like in 2D art, that mini painters, we haven't quite grasped yet how to do it. Thank you, George. I'm curious about one single thing. I will have to find it. Oh, there you go. Oh, I would definitely bash it with something metallic, Asgard. The non-metallic needs to look very, very shiny and overexposed for your experience, but the matte material might still have that extreme contrast that, maybe? A matte material would, but only in a picture. In a picture that was taken by somebody that is not very good at taking pictures. Like, you can overexpose a shirt in a picture. But like, if you are overexposing the shirt, then everything is overexposed as well. So like, the pic just looks terrible. Metal and high reflective materials are the things that can overexpose in real life, not in picture. Like this very white color that I'm using is like the illusion of the light just getting back into your eye almost directly in a mirror-like kind of way and blinding you. That is what I mean by overexposition. Yeah, lots of people like flat flat finish in their paints. I personally prefer satin. Okay, that thing is looking good though. Like, I think it's looking pretty good. Like, this is looking like a shiny ass metal, I think. So I painted my last mini to see the difference between satin and matte paints with Chimera, but was so focused forgot about it and varnished it matte out of a bit. Not bad. Well done. Talking about exposure, if I'm exposing in light, the shadows are gonna be freaking dark. Ultra matte varnish from Ammo Mig. That varnish is my favorite. All of your music makes me feel like I'm one of my late night drives to nowhere. Thank you, Jolly. Have a fantastic rest of the day, dude. I'll be seeing you later. Yeah, Joe, it is definitely a very ambitious undertaking, which happened only because I am out of miniatures to paint from Reaper. So I don't really have anything much more than this to paint. I wouldn't have done this otherwise. The mini is great, it's just a lot of work in the metallic. But like, if I can get the whole mini to look like the gauntlet, man, this shit is gonna be good. Oh, thank you, Quindley. Yeah, just a small whoop. Just like, whoa. Hello, Moonlight. I hope in a previous life I was a platypus. Cute and deadly, yes. And stupid. You know the platypuses often kill themselves with the needle. I don't know about nose. Maybe I was an elephant. Alright, boys and girls. Our time is over. I'm gonna go get some rest, because I really need it, man. It's been a long week. As always, if you want to, you can join me on my own stream. Friday, when I go back live, I'll be working on this lady that I showed earlier. Be doing this chick. So if you want to, you can join me as I work on her. Or you can join my Patreon, where I have lots of paint jobs, and I will be soon uploading even more. This is like one that I did for next month. Very simply painted puppet. And this is the other one that we're gonna be uploading, which is this dude. So lots of interesting puppetry going on. in the Patreon, so check it out, please. And nothing. Thank you for hanging out. I'll be seeing you all next week or on my own stream. So you take care and have a fantastic day. Love you.